Sometimes the deepest wounds are not the ones caused by fights or harsh words, but by silence. Imagine sitting in your own house, waiting, hoping, and your spouse simply walks out. Days turn into months. There's no divorce paper, no explanation, no closure, just absence. For many in India, this is not just a story, it's a reality. And the big question is I often hear, if my spouse deserts the house without formally divorcing or doesn't even respond to notices, what can I do? Today, let's walk through this together, not as a boring legal lecture, but as a conversation about rights, dignity, and moving forward with strength. In Indian law, marriage is not just an emotional bond, it's also a legal one. And when one partner deserts the other, the person left behind is often left with both heartbreak and confusion. Is this abandonment? Is this cruelty? Or is it simply desertion in the eyes of the law? The Supreme Court, in cases like Bipin Chandra Jai Singh Bhai Shah versus Parbhavati in the year 1957, made it clear desertion isn't just leaving the house, it's leaving with the intention to end cohabitation permanently without reasonable cause and against the will of the other spouse. That means if your spouse packed up and left without no justification, no plans to return, the law sees it as desertion. But here's the key, you don't have to remain stuck in that limbo. The third step would be to file for divorce under grounds of desertion. This comes under Section 13 of the Hindu Marriage Act. If the desertion continues for 2 or more years, you can seek divorce directly. Courts have recognized desertion as a valid ground because marriage cannot be a one-sided commitment. In the case Lakshman Uttamchand Kripalani versus Meena, a 1964 case, the Supreme Court held that desertion must be continuous for at least 2 years and must be intentional. So, if your spouse left in anger for a few weeks, well, that's different. But for years of silence, that's desertion. Next is maintenance and support. This comes under Section 125 of the CRPC or Section 24 of the Hindu Marriage Act. If you are left without financial support, the law protects you. You can claim maintenance for yourself and children. If you are abandoned, this doesn't take away your rights to live with dignity, annulment or other grounds. In case where desertion is coupled with cruelty, like refusal to communicate, cutting off ties, or financial neglect, you can also claim that as cruelty under grounds for divorce. I remember someone who came to me years ago. Let's call her Anjali. Her husband had walked out suddenly, promising to return in a week. That week turned into 5 years. She kept waiting, half living, unsure whether to hold or let go. Finally, she filed under Section 13 for divorce on grounds of desertion. At first, she felt like she was defeated. But later she realized it was not about defeat, it was reclaiming her life. Her story stayed with me because it reminded me of a truth that we all forget. Silence is not peace, it's a prison. Think of marriage like a bridge. It needs both ends to hold strong, or else the bridge collapses. If your spouse abandons that bridge, you are left standing alone on shaky ground. Then the law is like a support beam. It gives you a way across safely to either rebuild your life or to move forward. And beyond the law, there's a lesson in life too. Relationships, whether marriage or otherwise, cannot survive on one person's effort. If you find yourself abandoned, remember, your worth does not depend on someone else's presence. You have the right to closure, the right to dignity, and the right to a fresh start. So, if your spouse deserts the house and doesn't respond to your notices, you don't need to live in endless uncertainty. You have remedies. legal notices, restitution, divorce on desertion, maintenance claims. Each a step towards clarity and peace. And maybe, just maybe, this is also a life's way of telling you to stop waiting for closed doors to open. If this conversation gave you clarity, don't keep it to yourself. Someone you know may be silently struggling with the same pain. Share this video with them. If you want more such guides where law meets real life, hit that subscribe button and join me here every week. Together, let's learn not just how law works, but how it can help us live stronger, freer lives. Now, I want to hear from you. If you were in Anjali's shoes, would you wait or would you walk forward? Tell me in the comments below. Take care. Bye.